I just got back from watching the new horror thriller Escape Room, and escape rooms, they are a thing in our world. Like, you can pay to actually enter an escape room and solve a puzzle. So like escape room is the new big thing in our world that's now being made into a movie. So let's get right into what I liked about Escape Room. So the first thing that I like is the opening scene. I thought it set the tone for the rest of the movie. Like you know how dangerous the puzzles are. You know what happens. Like, if you don't complete the puzzle in time, you will die. And it just kind of plays with that premise. It sets the tone for when these characters do eventually go into the escape room, and they have to complete about 5 rooms and all that. So let's move on to the second thing I like in Escape Room, and that is the characters. The characters in this are great. The setup, you see these characters in their daily life, their job, and why they want the $1,000, and each character, they has their own reason on why they want the $1,000. Like, there's one character that he has a terrible home life. He doesn't like his job, and he wants to, because he lives with his mum, and he wants to move out. He wants to get his own apartment, his own life, his own job that he actually likes. So yeah, that's why he goes into the escape room, to get the $1,000, so he can actually move out and get his life back on track. But each character, and then there's another character that wants to get like rich, so he enters the escape room, and like there's this guy that he runs like a big company, and he wants to enter it because he wants to win the thousand, because he heard because you win $1,000. And at the beginning of the movie, this is kind of included in the setup, is the characters, like, they all get this cube, and that's kind of like stage one of the escape room, because that's kind of leading them to being in the escape room. That's kind of the beginning of them testing their skills. That's kind of like the very easy part of the escape room, and that's kind of what connects them all together. That's what gets them in the escape room together, is they all get this cube, and it all comes with this question that they've been questioning themselves. Like, I forget what the questions are, but there's these cards and there's a cube. $1,000, it is offered in the game as a prize. So if you succeed in winning the escape room, you'll win $1,000. And as the story progresses, you learn more about the character's past. Let's move on to the third thing that I like, and that is the game. The first puzzle is a heated room, and as rooms progress, they get more harder and more challenging and harder to solve. My favourite puzzle was the fourth one, where they are in a pub and it's in an upside down room. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty smart puzzle. As the game progresses, you learn why the characters were chosen to be in this game, because each character has something tragic happen to them in their past, and each puzzle, it connects to what happened to them in their past. And I thought the setup was great. The characters were great in this as well. My favorite was the nerdy one with the glasses that no one will believe. Like, everybody's like, "Hey, no, don't touch it. Just don't do it. Just don't do anything." And he's kind of left out. He doesn't, like, no one's believing him. And yeah, and he's the kid, and he's the character that's been to 1,000 escape rooms, and he knows every little trick on how to solve an escape room. And he's one who kind of like plays video games a lot. Like, he's the nerdy one of the group that you will connect to. So that's, I think, why I connected to him so much, is I'm I'm the nerdy one of my household. I mean, I read comics, I play games, I make videos on the internet. So I mean, I feel like that's why I connect to him, and I know how it feels to be left out and make no one like believes you, but he does get his time to shine, and he's probably the character they feel the most sympathy for. But yeah, all the characters in this are great. There's not really one character that was an asshole character, because usually in a horror movie, you're always going to have that asshole character. But in this, all the characters I thought had a good motive. You learn what their life is like, their daily life, their job, and all that, and why they're entering the escape room, and why they're all brought together, and why he wants the $1,000 and all that. So I thought all the characters were great in this. So yeah, and also for a horror movie, you are going to expect deaths. And some of the deaths, I was just like, wow, I actually did not expect that. I thought he was going to survive longer than that. But yeah, I can't tell you who dies, but yeah, for a horror movie, yeah, people do die. So, and there's always going to be like that last person standing, and survival of the fittest, last man standing. You know, so yeah, let's move on to the fourth thing that I like, and that is the direction was great. Adam does some really smart choices with this. The way he directed the fourth puzzle involving an upside down room was some amazing set design. His direction really shines with some intense sequences and some smart set design. Like with that fourth room, where the room is upside down, and when they step on the floor, like the floor, and as that room like progresses, it just gets more harder and more impossible to complete. And that scene was actually extremely intense and made for some great entertainment. And really, like Escape Room, it really plays with your fears. If you are scared of heights, this movie it definitely plays with that. But yeah, it plays with your fears, and yeah, there's some really intense sequences and some really smart set design in this, which was very impressive. The acting, the acting was great. I had really no problem with the acting. The CGI when it's used is good. So yeah, I think the acting was great. The CGI when it was used, it was good. So now let's move over to the dislikes. So the first thing that I didn't like was the writing. I cannot talk spoilers, but there's a certain thing they do in the ending which makes no sense, and you don't know how this guy knows his characters and how he knows so much about their past when this guy, he's not even connected. He doesn't have a relationship. Like when he shows up at the end, there's like big kind of twist ending that has supposed to unveil everything. It kind of just sets up for more questions and just does not make more sense because you're just not sure how this guy knows so much. It's like, does he have a whole computer file on like their past and their tragic past that happened to them? It's just like, yeah, but yeah, the ending is not the best. It leaves you with a couple of questions, which I'm not going to say, and it also sets up for a sequel, which I would like to see. I would like to also see this movie do well in the box office. But yeah, so let's move on to the second thing I didn't like, and that was the humor was not funny. Like, I did not laugh. And I mean, the audience was laughing, but I felt like the timing for the humor, I felt like it was used it was actually one joke that was used in an intense, it's just like, no, that is just out of place. It felt out of focus, out of timing, and it just was not timed right. And yeah, it's just like, I think I got just too, like, just edge of my seat that, like, I didn't really see the point of the human just like stick with one tone and just use it. Like, I didn't really need the humor in there, really. I thought if you got rid of the humor completely out of this film, I mean, I see why, just really like relieve all that tension off of you. I'm not saying humor is a bad thing in a horror movie. I'm just saying you use it when it's necessary. But I felt like this film, where it's used, it was just really, it was out of place, out of focus. But yeah, but I would recommend this. The director needs more recognition, so if you have no plans this weekend, go check it out. It's worth a watch, it's worth your money, and I would love to see this movie do well at the box office. I had a really great time with this movie. Comment, what did you all think of Escape Room? Did you like it? Did you think it was kind of meh? Or didn't you like it at all? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. So anyways guys, I hope you have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you in the next video.